And when I can say go, we're gonna go. We back at it again. We just finished the BLG series. We're moving into our next one. It is gonna be GAM versus Golden Guardians. Here we go.
It's time for the LCS and BCS to take the stage. Please welcome Golden Guardians.
There's a little more difference in the intro for this game than there was in the BLG series, let's be honest. Trevor Quickshot Henry, obviously big in intros and opening ceremonies for how he likes to get people hyped up for a game. This one I'm intrigued by. Should probably be the closest best of 3 we get of the play-ins so far, because these two teams, realistically, you could see are on even play pages. As we head to the caster desk.
By the one and only Plasma Razzle. How you doing? The caster desk, dude. Golden Guardians taking on GAM.
Raz and
The hype, I love the hats.
Quickshot. That's a nice combo.
Now I want to see GG stepping up their very first international appearance ever.
Yeah, I mean, how are you feeling? This has the potential of being the most explosive match so far at the first stage.
I completely agree, and I think not only in terms of just play style, we know that Golden Guardians' early game is aggressive.
So,
They're aggressive.
gonna let you in on the secret.
Highest ball percentage for any of their
I watched
like BCS as a
the semi-final of the LCS with Golden Guardians in it, and got to see some unique plays from how they've were, and it's gonna be intriguing to see how they play out here against GAM, because GAM obviously very aggressive. You got Levy in the jungle, and I'm intrigued to see how they played this game out, because as a whole, you look at the names of Golden Guardians, there's some players on this team that kind of you felt were washed up, and as a whole, they've come back stronger than ever here on Golden Guardians. Now, draft-wise, Rakan prefaced by Golden Guardians. Obviously, not expecting any Dravens. Kennen banned. That's usually a red side ban. Kind of surprising that Golden Guardians drop it on their side. The Zaya's still open, but I mean, you've got the Rakan off the field, so maybe it's less preface on that pick now. What else is there? There's the Lucian. Vi's still up. That's usually a pick we've seen banned out so far this tournament. And I'm intrigued what the rest of it is. Nidalee, big pick we saw earlier through today and yesterday. Jinx is going to be removed. So, Zari, in my mind, Aphelios, gets kind of this more preface as a front-facing pick. Vi finally going to be banned out by GAM. Usually, is it a red side? Yeah, it's usually a red side ban. But there you go, Zari locked in. I think the first one we're going to see in a while. And that just means you're going to be having to probably deal with a Wukong and Aphelios, first round rotation for GAM. And Lulu, oh yeah, that big old Nautilus, that thing we've been seeing all day long, gets picked up. Tristana as well. Now, obviously with the amount of ADCs banned out, Tristana going into the bot lane could be a possibility. But I do think, it's intriguing. I don't know how you do that. Either you've revealed your entire bot lane, or you kind of having to deal with a bit more. But Golden Guardians, Viego locked in, some carry potential in the jungle, so that does kind of mean to me that we're going to see an AP mid like the Ari going to come through for Golden Guardians. Topside, Gragas is technically available. Licorice is known for his tanks, but he can pull out a carry from time to time. Rumble is a pick he has gone for before. Gam, we're just seeing Levy. Levy's big picks, and they're hovering it. But instead, the Gragas, I like that. It's a good steal away from Golden Guardians, but it does that kind of tell you where these picks are going? That kind of reveals a lot of GAM's draft so far in terms of where the picks are going. But I still think Nautilus could be flex mid still. Like, you have Tristana in the bot lane, Nautilus in the mid, Gragas in topside. But, I mean, technically there is still the flex, still a possibility, but I'm not too entirely sure on that one as a whole. Now, as for GAM's, fairly standard in terms of where their picks are going, let's be honest. Zeri as ADC, Ari as mid lane, and Viego in the jungle. You kind of now have to look at what picks are left open available. Jungle. What could we see banned out here by Golden Guardians in that jungle? It has to be AD, so Lee Sin is a big opportunity for GAM to kind of provide a lot more engage. I think that wouldn't be a terrible option for them. Jarvan as well. I'm intrigued to see what they go with. They need some AD in that jungle. But Golden Guardians instead just going to ban out topside. Ban the Fiora, ban the Gnar. Jax is technically up and available, so you could see him go towards that. However, I'm actually surprised that they're banning out top. Or, yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Zaya getting locked in here. Unless you want to throw down the gauntlet, but they do not. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of an obvious pickup for style. As for Golden Guardians, Poppy. And what is left up? It's support. Poppy's support maybe is an option, but Blitzcrank, Lulu, it's gonna be set support for Huhi. That's interesting. I was intrigued by that. What is this GAM draft? Okay, it is Nautilus support. It's, to me, so hard now to understand where picks go with Nautilus being such a big flex. Like, you very rarely have mid-support flexes. Unlike, well, there is Annie, but, like, picks like Nautilus being able to be flexed between two roles is quite huge, and apparently it can be played jungle. I'm just surprised how much of a flex this pick has right now. So, right now, Golden Guardians have got an interesting comp, to say the least. Obviously, you have the Poppy to kind of negate the Gwen, the Cask, to Gwen, Gragas, Nautilus, all have, and Tristana, all tools that have jumps or dashes that get negated by Poppy. I like this pickup for Licorice. It's one of his known picks that he has gone for before, but this draft is just probably leading me to think we're seeing team fights across the map constantly. So, here we go. Standard fan out from GAM. Gonna set up probably an early ward in their lane. In fact, it's actually Golden Guardians who are going to get that set up. Cool start for the Zaya. That's common trend that we're seeing. Obviously, with a Viego, you aren't expecting too many ganks from that pick. More likely to be farming up, to be basically to cycle his camps effectively. Summoners, Glacial Augment set. I mean, I know that I've run personally Hex Flash set before, but like, damn, that's a interesting set of keystones for him. Electrocute Gragas, not Conqueror, so not going to be sustaining. It's definitely the more so burst heavy AP pick, and so there is that. So lanes are starting up. I'm also going to do my fancy favorite trick of making quality good. Don't know why we've been rocking that phase on that thingy for a while. I'm also going to push my head into the bot lane. I should have said down below. That would have been funnier. Oh well. Jungle starts. It appears to be full clears on red camps. Who he's not going to land a face breaker. But damn. Caddy is quite low. Probably got hit by a couple of Q bursts. Or W's actually. W's are more likely because you start W on Ari. Huh. They're just splitting lanes. That's kind of nice here by jungles. Basically, I like this for GAM because you've got a carry top versus a frontlining tank in the Poppy in the top side. Essentially, you want to keep her in an advantage, so splitting like this favors GAM quite well. However, Golden Guardians, their big strength is that bot lane, and you do want to keep that ahead as here comes the gank. Not even going to flash. Just clean. River has to make a play here. Styles the target. Yikes. Yikes. Golden Guardians not going to be able to get anything out of that. It was a whiff. He knew. Oh. Gory doing good in this mid lane. But yeah, we watch this gank again. Level up for the Gwen. Gets her the advantage here. So that Q's going to do a lot more damage as she stacks it up. 3 stacks, just kills off Licorice. Bot side, just walks straight over 2 wards. So you know he's going to go immediately for this play. Level up comes through for Style, meaning he's able to access that 3rd spell. Is huge. It means he can probably get the pullback. I probably assume he's gone QW, start on Zaya, to get the maximum amount of wave clear. But right, that's just clean if he manages to get that on that wave. This is an early Drake for Golden Guardians. And because River split the map early on with Levi, it means that this Drake is just formality to Golden Guardians. And game's slowing down. Cole picked up for Tristana. Means she wants to kind of just stay at this point. Obviously, I think GAM hard outscale Golden Guardians in terms of power. So the fact that they're picking up these calls early means that they're able to hit them power spikes a little bit easier. I like this coming out from GAM. As Set just is bursted down low. And Levi just hovering. GG know that this is happening. Hex Flash. If that landed. Well, it's going wide. Using the minion dematerializer there. Just so that it continue to push the wave. I like that coming out from Zin. I'm waiting for the Hex Flash to be cast. Once you start to see that coming out from Nortas, good kill, well, good ult there by Poppy to keep herself alive. Kind of huge. So Harold's now on the table. That should definitely go over to GAM. With the top side control they've got for themselves. But just look how quick Golden Guardians have rotated over. It's just objective control coming out from them. Going from Drake up to the top side to get Harold. They're not going to contest this GAM, which is a surprise, as a lot of spells just being thrown out. Nautilus is being chunked out low, and they managed to pick up a first kill of the fight for themselves. They're continuing the chase. Good play. Oh, River. What? What was that call by Trevor? Just Birdie Num Num. He's definitely... I don't know. I can't even think of anything funny to say about that. It was weird. Very, very weird. So... GAM controlling this early tempo is good. They got a 500 gold lead. Obviously, River just has the objective control right now. But, personally speaking, I think Golden Guardians are kind of behind tempo. The good thing is Stixxay has got a kill for himself to kind of even out that bot lane a bit more. So it's on a better foot for them. But right now, I think the big diff is the top side. They need to kind of slow down the tempo of this Gwen. She's getting close to that Riftmaker. And Poppy is just being bullied quite heavily. Just like, look. Anyway, second Drake is on the table. There should not be a fight here. Easy steal. As he goes in, he just bursted before he can do anything. But Gragas is down as well. Nautilus is then to follow. This is just Golden Guardians playing the fight better. Killing off the jungler before he can do anything realistically in that play. And now Golden Guardians are in control. Aw. But there's Harold. Drop down bot side. Gold into Stixay's pocket. Always good. Continue to balloon this Zeri so she can have a Zeri moment. That's, I think, the game plan here from Golden Guardians now. As we watch this again, just look where Levi is. He's nowhere near this actual play. He just goes in with his ult, and he tanks up the Nautilus ult on top of it. That means that there's no way for that Zeri to be locked up, meaning she can just free fire in very easily. It's just clean from Golden Guardians. There's no way to kind of stop it. Huh. Yeah, that's a dead Zaya when the wave hits. And here's he. Oh, he nearly gets Ixay. Yeah. I mean, they know that Set's still hanging around. They know Viego's here. I think Zin's playing a bit too far forward for my liking in that situation. As Jesus, the electrocute combo. Levi gonna look to continue to. Good dash. Licorice just dodging everything. Bye bye, Levi. And somehow this game's just out of control now. It's weird, this tournament so far has felt like one play has defined how a game's turned out. And so far, this game's very slow comparative to the BLG games, but it does feel closer, I will say. While I think Golden Guardians have full control, you do have to realize that it's not that close. Like, well, it is closer now than how it feels right now. So oh, they're going in on the Ari. Gonna lock him down, but they don't have it. Oh, God. So Drake being set up by GAM, they've actually got a bit of vision. It's not deep, though. So, what do GAM do? Golden Guardians do? Drop Herald mid, crash, open up the first turret of the game, then push into the river, and then just translate that over into Drake as Poppy. Get out my path. Good play there by Licorice to get away with that. As good play coming out from Golden Guardians. They're on soul point so early into the game. It's a lot of objective control out from Gold Guardians. Like, and that gold graph from the third Drake of the game. No, second Drake. Is that Drake or Harold? That's Drake. That's Hex Drake. So yeah, second Drake of the game. They've had some semblance of control. And, you know, surprisingly, it's doing good. I'm sensing fight. 5 members of Gold Guardians up top side. Bot for top. I think this is a fair trade by GAM. They're actually going to go for tier 2. Or get some pressure onto it at least. Licorice responding to it. I think when Licorice shows, Caddy's going to stay and push away back out again. However, he is probably... I would have thought he would have stayed and got the push back into the Poppy. Would have been a bit more favourable for him. Considering Poppy hasn't actually got that much resistance. Actually, Divine Sundra, not like Frozen Mallet. Or Ice One Gauntlet. That's the name of the item, not Frozen Mallet. But Caddy's going to be spotted out here. Yeah, Divine Sundra Poppy still does damage. Golden Guardian's grouping up for this tier 2. Meanwhile, top side, Gory doing work against this Gwen. Just keeps forcing her back. So, Caddy is finally fully stacked that cull. Probably sell that on for gold. But, I'm in danger. Gonna actually buffer the Everfrost, but the charm's still available. Not even gonna use it. Gory gets the kill. That's actually clever. I like that play from Golden Guardians. Because they invest TP as a minute away from Drake to the bot side. That's huge. It means Ari's going to stay down bot and push that out. They've TP'd Licorice up to the top side to get vision on the Baron so that there's no sneaky play coming out from GAM here as they go try and take Soul. And so the thing is, Poppy can just keep his verdict, the Gragas, away from the pit and not allow any sort of objective steal. It's not really a 50-50 anymore. It's NA Ram. Huhi's ulting in. Gets a pullback onto Nautilus only. But down goes Huhi. Keeper's verdict knocks Gwen out. And Zeri moment. Clean. Very, very clean there from Golden Guardians. So, kicks off just by a set ulting Gwen. I'm surprised he has Glacial Augment. It seems a bit useless for these fights. But yeah, it's just a great fight out from Golden Guardians. They're just able to pick off the right target and continue to push the advantage. They now have Soul, meaning you do not want to fight them, especially Infernal Soul. So this Baron should be pretty free for Golden Guardians here. GAM have vision of the objective. No way in, though. Poppy's just going to look. Bye-bye, Levi. That's Baron. No way to seal it. As Zeri... Damage. That should be game as well. Actually, maybe not. They haven't killed that many turrets. What a fight out from Huhi. I'll be honest, he's died every fight, but he's gone in and set it up for the team to knock him down. And that haymaker was just a peach. Peaches. If you know, you know. As Jack Black hits the rift with that infamous song that he has just sung. And 4K off this Baron alone. Just watch what Licorice does. He stops Nautilus from hooking him. He flash knocks the Gragas into the wall, stunning him, gets the easy ultimate on him, meaning Drake is... Well, Baron's a formality. Damage is just unbelievable from the set there. But I think it's a combo as well from the Ahri on top of it. And Huhi be enjoying it. And TPing in their face. Oh, that tells you everything about this game. We're actually seeing a lot more early Barons this tournament so far. They're not being left for like 26 minutes into the game. It's actually been taken like 20 minutes on the dot. It feels there's a lot more priority on Baron than what I'm used to seeing. It feels a lot quicker this tournament. Apart from the PSG slow methodical burnout of DFM, all these games have been realistically one-sided and quick. Like, BLG slayed their opponents, and so did G2. I think this game is another quickie, like pre-30 minutes, if they continue this march forward. Baron's up for another 20 seconds. They're going to hit the minions. He does Licorice has Hurricane, so they're going to be just mowed down. Oh, good flash. That's also Zombie Ward, Hari. He's still got Cull. Okay. After this, I'm going to look at Cull and why you keep it in inventory. I'm going to do my research on it. Because you should not have that in your item pool. It's like 300 gold that could be invested into a dagger. At minimum. Right now, it does seem a waste. That's Demon's hand, a Demon's plate set. Who he's build is whack. Like, he's... What? Oh, set is in, and everyone dies. They don't need the Elder to win this game. They're just burning them out in the fight. Triple kill over to Gory. He's been very quiet this game. And he didn't really need to do much as Stixay just got advantages after advantages while Licorice maintained the weak side. It was clean out from Golden Guardians here. Just demolished GAM as the game went on. Should we go to game number 2? Let's go. Up the quality. I feel like he was going to insult the British there. Anyway, draft begins for game 2. Standard setup for the band so far. Jinx is going to be the change up on Golden Guardian side of the Rift. I like it, but Zeri is first picked. What can be first picked? Well, what would be a good pickup for Golden Guardians? Aphelios is up. Zyra is up. They could just play the reverse matchup. Tristana. Locked in. Right. I'd expect that to come through. Vi's obviously banned out, so yeah, that makes the most sense as a jungler into the Viego to kind of stop his carry potential. Ori going to be the lock-in as well. I mean, there's a combo there with a Wukong to just twist at everyone with your ultimates. Gory has been known for his Galio, but I don't think he'd go for it considering he has Trist. Unless Trist is going to the bot lane. But I'm going to eat a curly whirly. It is going into the bot lane to Trist. bans now. Yeah, that makes sense. Get rid of the enchanter for Zari. Tank top. Nah, maybe banned out her by GAM. Actually gonna be Poppy, that's a bit of a change up. I'll be honest, that's an Amumu. Huh. Golden Guardians, I think have had the wildest picks so far in their drafts. Like, they're the least meta pick. Like Amumu, Set, LeBlanc even more so, and Trist are less meta than what we've seen from other teams. But are they gonna throw the gauntlet down by just locking in Fiora blind? They are. I mean, Scion's up, Nara's up, Renekton is also up. I wouldn't be I don't know, Gragas is also up. It is going to be the Renekton though. Obviously expecting LeBlanc to do enough AB damage to kind of do work. Now, that Amumu, I'm intrigued if he goes Abyssal Mask. Like, first item, Abyssal Mask. Because who he went Deadman's plate game not one. Deadman's Abyssal Mask isn't a terrible pickup. Obviously, we've seen Nautiluses go it. Like, mid-lane Nautilus. But I could honestly see it come through for Huhi. But, you know, draft-wise, a lot more death, dive, and destruction out from Golden Guardians. And GAM trying to probably weather that storm with what they've drafted. It feels a bit more disengagey with their champs. I mean, yes, they're not full disengaged like at Gragas, but it feels like they just don't want to deal with them. So, into the game we go. Finally, a team's actually switched off red side and gone onto blue. That's the first time I think we've seen this. It makes a difference because you change up your entire draft style. And we haven't had any third games, which is a surprise. Obviously, I know that we don't for this one. And Golden Guardians wipe the floor with GAM in this one. But, yeah. I've already got him. It feels like they're being forced to say that, the casters, because every game 2 it comes on screen. That's unsealed spellbook, bro. What? Not Glacial Augment. That's surprising. That is like... Braum can TP, smite objectives? Huh. Huh. Cool starts on both ADCs. Bit of a change up because this time Stixate, well, in game 1 didn't pick one up first. It's nice to see a bit of a change up. GAM. I didn't see how they started off, but clearly both junglers started bot side and are looking to clear upwards. Viego slightly ahead of the Wukong in terms of the clear. And so, do we see a level 3 play onto this top lane? Because they're both going to meet on this scuttle. Because we don't normally see junglers starting on the same side of the map and then meeting in the top lane. But Viego, because he was ahead, is going to get to this objective first. Put some vision down, check just to see where the Wukong is. Is going to get taken low. Forced to flash. Yeah. I mean, it's expected that something like that would happen. But Scuttle, gonna be the prize for winning out the trade and the summoners of River. So, that tempo that Viego did have now has been lost as he's kind of forced to cover here. And yeah. Conqueror just propped just to get some more health back so they can defend and dive. Spot side. Just a lot of damage down onto the support. Oh, this is a better trade for Viego. He's able to actually continue to pressure. I like this. He's actually going to steal away at least some chickens. But good dodge on the Braum Q. As... Oh, the Blast Cone! Oh! Wow. Who he's a goat in support. Remember when he used to be a mid laner? Because damn, he wasn't making them sorts of plays. Clutch. Once again, Golden Guardians focusing early Drakes. This is sort of their playstyle, it seems, is going early objective and then going to Herald now. They'll go try and get that. And from that, they'll translate that possibly into plate bottom side. Give Stixay that lead even more than what he's already got. Because that kill, first blood gold, went over to him as well. Means that he is an item... Actually, he might not have even backed yet. I'd assume he has, with the amount of mana he has in his invent bar. Anyway, who he's caught? Exhaust going to be put down by the Braum. There's a great shockwave, but Gory just bursts him out. That's Hex Flash, Amumu. So Licorice should play with a bit more respect here, because he did just spot out the Wukong topside. Yeah. Who he just goes in thinking River can back him up, but they weren't expecting style there, I don't think. And it's just a good response out from GAM to get the first kill. But the rest of Golden Guardians just claps quicker once the fight actually fully began. Anyway, back to live, and items, well, I'd say first items in the bot lane are pretty much going to come through now, as Zeri has just got a gold lead for herself after getting some turret plates there, and a gold lead. I will say the cools will be fully stacked soon. So that's some gold over to them. But, as a whole, this game seems very... I mean, it will feel slower than what we've seen before, because it's not a kill a minute, or 2 kills a minute. And so... right now, dare I say it, we're probably going to see the game slow down to about a 30-minute game at least. Because nothing's popping. It just seems like a farming state between Drakes and then objectives. Now, this Drake, I expect Golden Guardians to use the Herald like mid or bot. Actually, bot would be better. I think keeping Stixay ahead or getting him ahead would be a bit more useful, and get some plating into this Trist, who is a turret demolitionist. And so right now Stixay's stepping forward so that he can try and go for that. But in actuality, River and Levy are just fighting. Levi, whatever. As Stixay looks to try and catch him out. But Gory just kills off Wukong. There's now just a free Drake to Golden Guardians. Yeah. Never mind, both junglers are dead. How did Braum kill River? Top side. Yeah, that's not gonna have an ending with a kill. Both top laners were just trying to get pressure in the top lane to force the map, and Licorice wins that out. Turret plate in the mid lane gonna go down, but no one's gonna get a local goal for it. So, Scuttle's secured by GAM. Also, Cool's not sold. I really do need to understand this. Not gonna try and seal it, but the good thing here for GAM is they slowed down the take. Like, with them fighting before the Drake happened, it meant that Golden Guardians weren't gonna keep that Drake stacking tempo they've been on. I mean, yeah, it's a very early Drake, but it still feels very much a slow game, because Golden Guardians won relatively quick in game 1, but they were stacking objective on top of objective as soon as they spawned. And so, with the Oriana on the other side of the map, and the combinations that she can perform with the Braum, the Fiora, and the Wukong, I feel there's a lot more utility in negating Golden Guardian's playstyle, and more so a ability to control an area of the map. And that's something game 1 GAM certainly would have benefited more from. So, we're sitting quite comfortably now. 13 minutes in. Turret plating's gonna fall off in a second. And how have... I didn't realize that 3 turret plates have been taken topside. Harold wasn't even dropped up there. So that's just gold Licorice has ascertained himself. Like, the build he's got is so huge. 6 turret plates to 2. It's pretty big. Like, I'm just waiting for a play up topside, which I was just waiting to say Levi probably wouldn't be the first one up here. I was expecting River to go and try and make a play onto Fiora, because Harold's up. And in actuality, it is going to be GAM making that play instead. I'm shocked that's how this has happened. But yeah, let's be honest. This is interesting. Wow. Let's watch that again. Because, damn. So, naturally, like every game I've seen so far, Golden Guardians focus down the objective. River's just been bouncing between bot side's River and the top side's River. I guess that's why he's called River, because he seems to be always in it. But regardless, goes straight for the Herald. And he's got 4 members of Golden Guardians hovering around here to kind of help him. Levi here is like, nah, fam, you're not stealing another objective from me. I want this one. So, without hesitation, just goes headfirst in. No vision. Like, there's no way of knowing how many members of Golden Guardians are here. Because, spoiler alert, none of them are technically shown on the map. Maybe Licorice was for about 2 seconds as he pushed in top, but this does feel very much like going in for the sake of going in from GAM. And essentially, on the bottom half of the map, Gory is able to just burst out targets as good old LeBlanc is able to do. And on the top side, it's just getting away from the Wukong ult. Like, Viego can negate it with his ultimate, and Stixay just rocket jumped away, meaning Levi's ult is useless. Bottom half of the map, it's just Huhi hitting a massive 3-man ult. I mean, he was very close to 4 there. Style manages to get the Zeri ult off. So this is where you're like, if you're GAM, you look at your health bars versus the health bars of Golden Guardians, you're slightly behind. However, you're also thinking, well, Zeri just popped ult. She's going to do mass amounts of damage to all of them. Huhi no longer has his CC chaining ult. What is there that's a threat to us? We've technically got the second activation of Wukong ult to maybe lock up Stixay. But, yeah, no. Mass damage just comes through from Tristana and LeBlanc. Just bursts out GAM. And while Fiora's able to trade her life, it's not enough to get a mass teamfight win for the Golden Guardian, for GAM. And Golden Guardians just get to push this mid lane. They don't even get Herald here, because River's not alive. He'll probably beam his way straight towards it. And you know, it's just clean. And there you go. Fight, pretty clean. Very late on the Bromel, I will say. But down everyone falls. And what can you say? This was just clean from Golden Guardians. GAM now, bad situation all around. 4K behind. Herald could be picked up here by River. He is obviously up in this side map. In fact, he is already have picked it up. Didn't even hear it drop. Didn't even know it died. And there you go. Down into the bot lane. Drake spawning. As I say, going between objectives. And just look at the vision set up by Golden Guardians. It's clean because they control this brush just put in. That's probably key in terms of pathing for Wukong. Because Wukong getting into the pit is just using a decoy over the wall. And having that wood there cuts off one entranceway. What Golden Guardians are kind of wanting is GAM to be forced up here into the choke. As we just saw up here, the choke point fight for Golden Guardians went really well. They were able to use the Amumu to come over into a space basically on all the carries and all. That's their goal. That's what Golden Guardians want to do, is force GAM into a choke that cannot realistically be contested. And as such, with Huhi now stepping forward as well to kind of also give protection to Gory, who is pushing bot side. They're using this Herald not in the mid lane to kind of get more push there. They're just going to use it in the bot side. And yeah, when you've got 3 members top side, this Drake should be forfeit, as another turret picked up by Herald. Gotta be honest, Gam, you're behind the tempo of Herald. You've managed to pick 1 turret up, but look, Herald's crashed 3 times. There's just so far behind the tempo that Golden Guardians have been able to ascertain this game. And it's all because Rivers is bouncing between objectives and isn't really looking to fight. While, yeah, Golden Guardians are fighting, it's not their main objective right now. They just want to get more and more objectives secure for themselves. Control the vision around these, because in a minute or 2 minutes time, Baron's on the table, and they're already moving into this top half of the map to get control of it. They've got the triangle pincer of wards that controls any entranceway on this top half of the map. And Gory's just on a turret killing mission. He's killed 2 in the bot lane, 1 in the top side. That's a lot of gold, which probably leads me to think he's going for a big old third item. I don't know if he's completed that Void Staff. I think that's the parts, not the full item. But he is certainly in a very scary position. 3-0-4. It's damage. Even more damage, though, on that Tristana, who has 2 complete items, as the Namori Quick Blades have been picked up. Versus 1, as, oh, bit of a misplay on the W there. From Gory. So, I'm actually just looking at the builds right now. That's an 8-stack Dark Steel. Finally got Voice Staff here, Gory. I don't know if you do this, but my mind's saying buy Medjais. You're already harassing quite hard with the Dark Seal. If you upgrade that into Medjais, it's just a bit more poke in terms of, I guess, temporary power if you die. But, like, there isn't that much CC on GAM's side. You could probably get away with a dive in if you play it smart. And I trust Gory's fingers. He's been very mechanically gifted, I guess you could say. He's got the mechanics here to probably outplay this sort of thing. As, yeah, he's just able to step up, do them sorts of poke plays that we just saw there onto the Braum, and then transition away or get to safety, as Licorice might be in a bad situation here. But Rivers already back down here. There's no vision here. Uh-oh. I think this is a misplay. TP gonna come through. Renekton's just waiting to use his Q. There you go. As here comes Gory. Caddy's just taken so low. Viego's continuing to chase. As my dog enters the room. Hello. 1 minute until Drake. I'm surprised that Drake's a minute away. I thought it'd be a little bit more of a wait. But right now, just looking at how this is going. Never mind. I thought that was just the Baron start. It's not. In fact, River's farming mid. Medjai's when? He's got 10 stacks. It should be just a back by Medjai's sort of move. Oh. He is backing. Oh, he bought it needlessly. Come on. It's such a tease. You have a fully stacked Dark Seal. Buy the Medjais. Go all in. He could have as well. You bought a needlessly fully straight up. You could have actually have bought the Medjai's. That's disappointing. Shame on you, Gory. So I am looking at the Zeri build right now. Hurricane second over Phantom Dancer. Not going for that old-fashioned build. The thing is with Zeri, there is quite a few different builds. I'm used to seeing the Phantom Dancer, but Drake started up here. Bygone Guardians. It's just so quick. 23 minutes. I said it was going to be quite a slow game, as we were at 30 minutes in the game. 10 minutes on, it's gone quite quick. It feels quick. Oh, the engage. He's going to be focused down, but that's so many spells being thrown into him just for the Braum to get the kill. And here's Stixay. He's jumping forward. The kills are going through. Zeri is going to finally get a kill for herself, but it isn't in her own body as Viego steals that one away. Soul is already on the plate of Golden Guardians. And Baron is just going to see through the base. That heal. Boop. Oh, Medjai's would have been a waste. And Golden Guardians are ending. They're not ending. End the game. If they didn't all go kill chasing, they could have probably ended the game there. Fuck. That's 3k off this one Baron. Anyway, watch this again. No contest out from GAM. And just who he's able to get in. He stuns up Caddy. So there's no way to use the Wukong and the Ori combo. And as such, this just means that Stixay able to free fire. River technically able to free fire on the Zeri. And yeah, back to pushing in bot. Let's see what items were picked up off that reset by Golden Guardians. Bloodthirster for Tristana. Stixay on a tear this game. Gory has his Shadow Flame. There's a lot of stopwatches now on Golden Guardian side map, so I could definitely see them just diving headfirst in for no reason. Especially, and I spoke too soon. Gory being the one to do that. I mean, I did say they're gonna go diving in. That Tristana bomb just melted the turret. And turret's down. Now there's no protection for GAM. And here comes Stixay. Stixay? Oh. That's a penta. First penta of MSI. It feels like there's so many pentas like on the table this MSI so far. And finally we see one. Stixay just decimated that fight. That was clean. It felt like so much control was out from Golden Guardians, able to use the objectives so cleanly to get leads and then push down advantages. I love the play coming out from Golden Guardians in this game. They are going up against BLG tomorrow, which I guess we need to predict. Need to do some predictions, because I am yet to do it. So, gonna pull open my handy dandy spreadsheet of Doom for MSI, which I've been using. Just gonna do green all that. So, it's going to be Golden Guardians BLG tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then G2 PSG at 4. Then Friday we got the losers bracket. We can do 4 predictions right now. Might as well. So, Golden Guardians BLG. I'm gonna say it. BLG felt more in control in their series than what Golden Guardians did. They felt a lot more, like, I wouldn't say cleaner. I'd say there was more understanding of the opponent's playstyle and just demolishing them how they should. So I think we'll see 3 games this series. 2-1 was my prediction to BLG. Yes, GAM played well, but I didn't see anything too special out from GAM, sorry, I should say. Golden Guardians played well, though. G2 PSG, the other series. We'll lock this one in. I'm going to be brutally honest. PSG felt too slow in terms of their style, and G2 just breezed through their opponents in their series. I'm going G2 2-0. From watching G2 play, it was more explosive and it felt like they had more of an understanding of the meta than what other teams have so far. I'm genuinely thinking that's going to be a blowout game. Now, the other series, I believe, is DFM and Loud. Oh, God. LLL. And then DFM. This is a hard one to predict. So I'm going 2-1. Based on that. I feel the crowd will be more behind Loud. Like, almost certainly. But like, sticky keys. I think Loud will win. I felt DFM, the PSG DFM series felt the most boring. Like, the two teams were very nervous and didn't understand the meta too hard. And so I think Loud will probably adapt a bit more. Because they were dominating early game against G2. Tenowans actually was beating Caps. And G2, yeah, you could say were a bit more experimental with how they were playing. But it felt like Loud had the opportunities and were controlling parts of the game. I mean, you could say the same about DFM, which realistically they threw a game in the last fight of the game. But hey, that's how I think this will go. And GAM R7, which we'll predict last. We've just seen GAM play. And we've also saw R7 play. The thing is, about R7, we didn't see much. It felt very much the story of BLG in their best of 3. And I think there's more adaptation out of GAM. Like, in all honesty, R7 did play well in their second game until they got smoked. But I do think GAM probably will win 2-1. I think with the fact that they're actually trying to switch sides and saw more playstyles out of Golden Guardians than what other teams did, I think that benefited them. However, I think the style GAM came into in this best of 3 was a bit lacking, and as such, it cost them. So that's why I'm going to go with a 2-1 win here, because I think R7 is a bit more of an even playing field that they can hopefully pop off on. But I'm gonna get them graphics made for tomorrow's stream and for Friday. And I'm now gonna end the stream because we've gone through 2 best of 3s. 4 games. Whew. Same as yesterday, to be honest. But not as long today. It's been a nice quiet stream, to be honest. I've enjoyed it. It's chill. So thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new if you want to. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the 2 best of 3s on top of my screen here. Peace out.